All right, Shalom. Before I continue with this lesson, I want to start off by giving all praises, honor, and glory unto the Heavenly Father and His Son, whose names are or is Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai Ba'Shem Rakah Qudash. Double honors to the apostles and elders, great millstone, and peace and blessings to the hopeful elect. This is a quick hit. It ain't gonna be too long. Probably be like 10 minutes, straight to the point. Scriptures here and there. And this is from Secular Talk. I'm going to play it on the screen. And what happened is that it's like I said in the title, raw footage, massive 7.5 earthquake decimates Venezuela. And there was other earthquakes that happened this morning, which he's going to talk about. So I also want to state that, I claim the Copyright Act. I'm not making no money from this video. It's only for educational purposes only. That's it. So, nonetheless, I'm gonna get started with this video from Secular Talk.
Well, this is crazy and absolutely horrifying.
Matter of fact, give me 1 second. Let me turn it up. All right. Think we're good. Let me go back. All right.
All right, y'all, this is crazy and absolutely horrifying, but we just got word that there were 2 colossal earthquakes that hit Venezuela. So this morning, we had 5.6 that hit California. Then we had, in the afternoon, 7.2 hit Venezuela, and a 7.5 hit Venezuela. That is catastrophic, as you're about to see. Also, Japan got hit by a 6.9. So I'm no expert on this stuff, but that seems bad that these are popping off all over the place at once. But they're saying that the death toll looks like it could be anywhere from 10,000 to 100,000. So it's really not good. I mean, people were saying the worst since Turkey in 2023. I'm, of course, having flashbacks to Haiti now. So I feel horrible for the people in Venezuela.
And these are where the Israelites are. Presumably if I said that right, the tribe of Asher. If I'm wrong, brother can correct me, but, nonetheless, those are where, the northern kingdom of the nation of Israel is, Also do South America, Central South America, and here, even in America, in Babylon, and this is happening because you refuse to turn back to the Lord. So what's left is judgment. The Lord said that He's gonna start at His house first. Judgment must begin at the house of God, which starts with the nation of Israel, and really it starts with those that know that they Israelites. But the whole nation as a whole has to get it, other than the elect. The elect gonna be saved out of this. Ain't no elect member gonna be going through. I mean, Lord will they, because I ain't gonna say that they not, because we got brothers on the West Coast and they have earthquakes all the time. But this is real violent. This is to the point where buildings get to falling on you and so on and so forth. And if hell, it's 100. He said from 10,000 to 100,000. But you don't want to be a part of that. But this ain't what the video is about. But the Lord is visiting this place. So that's what the video is about, or the lesson is about. So let me get this. I'm going to start right here because we have been dispersed into all the nations. So-called blacks, Latinos, Native Americans, and Hispanics. All right. Yeah, Judah was scattered. Judah, the southern kingdom was scattered around the world. Also, too, you have the northern kingdom that went through the same thing. But is that more of them, they fit the prophecy of them coming over here to Osiris and the Apocrypha, to a land which never man ain't dwelt in. That's what happened. That's how they got over here. It ain't about no fucking Bering Straits over there, what they talk about in Alaska. That ain't true. Because nobody can live up there, bro. So cut the fucking bullshit. Anyway, it says, Luke 21:24, and they shall fall by the sword, and they shall fall by the edge of the sword, and shall be led away captive into all nations, and Jerusalem shall be trodden down of the Gentiles until the times of the Gentiles have been fulfilled. And the time or the rulership of the heathen has been fulfilled. They had all this time. They had 500 extra years. Esau Edom, along with Esau Edom. That what Psalms 83, or 82, they made a covenant. Let us cut them off from being a nation. That's what they said, all nations. And that's what they've done. So yeah, their time is up. All nations is your time to get it. And then let me play a little bit more, because he's gonna say, I think he said Japan also, they went through an earthquake. And that's how the Lord visited this place. And let me get that. I know it's Isaiah. I was supposed to have Psalm 50 and 21. It says, these things, and I'm gonna break it down. These things hast thou done, and I kept silence. Going into really the Edomites, the things that they've done, the Lord kept silence for a certain amount of time, which is part of prophecy, because they had to play out the wickedness. They're the wicked of the earth. They had to play it out. It says, but he's not keeping silence no more, because he got his prophets starting in 2007, being on the YouTube. So the Lord ain't keeping his silence. Got his prophets out there on the highways and byways. Even before that, our apostles and elders have been out there. It says, these things thou hast done, and I kept silence. Thou thoughtest that I was also together such as one as thyself. So right, with Esau Edom, he felt like he was blessed with having the slaves, having the Israelites as his slaves. He was thinking, well, shoot, God must be like me because he favored me. Well, no. When it goes into Isaac, talking about Isaac, you receive your blessing, which is to have the fatness of the earth. You're going to have dominion over Israel, but it's not going to be forever. Which Israel is a people before it's a place. Anyway, it says, but I will reprove thee and set them in order before in thine eyes. And so we are being set in order. We're now focusing on the law, statutes, and commandments, calling upon the names, Yahweh, Bashim, Yahushua, doing the best that we can. And you're not going to be perfect. You're not going to be saved by the law. Does that mean that you disregard the law? No. Because in the world to come, it's going to be 100%. So you rehearse the righteous acts, like how it says in Judges 5. Oh, no. Was it Judges? Yeah, Judges. Think about Joshua. And like I said, this ain't going to be a long lesson. I'm going to hit the points that I got and be done with it. So I got that. Let's go to Lamentations 4. All right, so you need to be rejoicing and being glad. Lamentations 4 and 21, rejoice and be glad, O daughter of Edom that dwellest in the land of Uz. You look on the ancient map, it's Babylon. Well, really, this is talking about the daughter of Babylon. The daughter of Edom and the daughter of Zion dwell together. That didn't happen in ancient Babylon, bro. We was under the Babylonians, not the fucking Edomites. So this is talking about here in America and other parts around the world, mainly here in America. It says, the cup also shall pass through unto thee. Thou shalt make, thou shalt be drunken and shalt make thyself naked. And so all your wickedness is coming out. You're being seen for who you really are. Okay, y'all the Edomites. The ones over there in the land of Israel, are some of them actual, Israelites? Yeah. Because we've been scattered into all nations, but a large majority of them are Edomites, straight up. So you're going to have to drink of this cup, slavery, losing everything you got, because really, you living off stolen land, bro. It says, the punishment of thine iniquity is accomplished, O daughter of Zion. So our captivity is over with. He will no more carry thee away into captivity. He will visit thine iniquity, O daughter of Edom. He will discover thy sins. And so now it's being focused on you. So yeah, these earthquakes are a way of the Lord bringing judgment, not judgment, visiting this place. Let me get that. This is what, 2nd Ezra 6. Where is it at? Jeremiah began to make an inquisition. Yeah, it says, damn, where is it at? You have to make an inquisition. Yeah, here you go. But there's another one in Isaiah. Give me 1 second. It's another one. Oh yeah, so I found this Isaiah. So I'm gonna finish this out. 2nd Ezra 6, and I lost my damn place. It says, therefore speak it, and why? Because of speech happened. Let's get 18. It says, well, let's start at 17. It says, and it happened that when I had heard it, I stood upon my feet and hearkened, and behold, there was a voice that spake, and the sound of it was like the sound of many waters, which that was, Yahweh Bashmel Shai, or the Lord. His voice is as, many waters. Book of Revelation. It says, and it said, behold, the days come that I will begin to draw nigh and to visit them that dwell on the earth. So that's what's going on. The Lord is visiting this place via the so-called UFOs, which are the chariots of God, the chariots of Israel, swing low, sweet chariot. Yeah, that's what the UFOs are. And that's what our people were seeing, and they were singing that song. And it says, and will begin to make inquisition of them, what they be that have hurt unjustly with their unrighteousness, and when the affliction of Zion, and when the affliction of Zion shall be fulfilled. So the time of the Gentiles have been fulfilled, right? And our time has been fulfilled, us serving captivity. So their fun time is over with. Us serving captivity, hell is over with. Now it's time for them to pay. Now let's get Isaiah 29 and 6. It says, thou shalt be visit of the Lord thou shalt be visit of the Lord of hosts with thunder and with earthquake and great noise, with storm and tempest and the flame of devouring fire. So the Lord is visiting this place. So expect more earthquakes in diverse places, whether it's in your state, whether it's not. It's going to ramp up and increase. So Lord will, this is an edifying lesson, giving all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushua, Ba'ashem Kakudash, Shalom.